Have you ever noticed that the more available someone is, the easier it becomes to take them for granted? It happens more often than most people realize. Many people believe that constantly giving attention, replying instantly, and always being available will strengthen a connection. But psychology suggests something different. Human beings naturally place greater value on things that feel limited. In today's video, you'll discover why healthy boundaries, self-respect, and a balanced presence often create stronger attraction than constant availability. This isn't about manipulating anyone or playing games. It's about understanding human behavior and becoming someone whose presence naturally carries value. Think about this for a moment. Throughout history, people have always valued what was difficult to obtain. Whether it was food, resources, or opportunities, scarcity made things feel more important. That same psychological pattern still exists today. Instead of chasing survival, people now seek attention, connection, appreciation, and meaningful relationships. When something is available all the time, the mind slowly stops noticing it. But when something has value and isn't constantly present, people naturally appreciate it more. This doesn't mean you should ignore people or pretend to be busy. Real value never comes from manipulation. It comes from living a meaningful life that doesn't revolve around someone else's attention. When your time is filled with personal goals, hobbies, learning, family, and growth, your availability naturally becomes limited. People recognize that your attention is something meaningful rather than something given away freely. One of the biggest mistakes many people make in relationships is believing that more effort always creates more connection. They send message after message, constantly check in, and feel responsible for keeping every conversation alive. While these actions usually come from good intentions, they often create the opposite effect. Constant attention removes curiosity. When there is no space, there is nothing left to anticipate. Think about your favorite song. If you played it every single hour of every day, eventually it would lose its emotional impact. But after not hearing it for weeks, listening again feels refreshing. Human relationships work in a surprisingly similar way. Healthy space allows appreciation to grow. Another important principle is emotional confidence. Truly confident people don't panic when conversations slow down or when someone takes longer to reply. They understand that silence doesn't automatically mean rejection. Instead of chasing reassurance, they stay focused on their own lives. That calm energy often feels far more attractive than constant attempts to maintain attention. Boundaries are another sign of emotional maturity. Many people misunderstand boundaries as being cold or distant, but healthy boundaries simply communicate that your time and energy matter. Saying no when necessary, protecting your personal time, or taking breaks from your phone doesn't push people away. Instead, it shows that you respect yourself enough to maintain balance in your life. Today's digital world makes this even more important. We're surrounded by endless notifications, messages, and social media updates. Everyone is competing for attention every second. Because of this constant noise, genuine presence has become much more valuable. Someone who listens carefully, speaks with intention, and isn't constantly glued to their phone often stands out without trying. Another powerful habit is learning to become comfortable with silence. Many people rush to fill every quiet moment because they feel uncomfortable. But silence often creates space for deeper conversations and genuine curiosity. You don't always need to explain yourself, send another message, or keep talking. Sometimes allowing a conversation to breathe creates a much stronger emotional connection. It's also important to ask yourself why you're giving attention. Are you acting from genuine kindness? Or are you hoping for validation in return? The action may look the same on the outside, but internally they're completely different. When your happiness depends entirely on someone else's response, your confidence begins to weaken. But when your life already feels fulfilling, your attention becomes a gift instead of a request for approval. Real attraction often grows through emotional balance. It comes from knowing when to engage and when to focus on your own priorities. It comes from having interests beyond one relationship and continuing to grow as a person regardless of who is paying attention to you. People naturally respect those who respect themselves. They notice individuals who have purpose, discipline, and confidence. These qualities don't require constant self-promotion. They reveal themselves through actions, consistency, and emotional stability. Perhaps the biggest lesson is understanding that connection should always be mutual. Healthy relationships are built on equal effort, shared respect, and natural communication. If one person is always chasing while the other constantly pulls away, the relationship becomes unbalanced. Lasting connections grow when both people freely choose to invest in each other. At the end of the day, the goal isn't to become mysterious or unavailable. The goal is to build a life so meaningful that your attention naturally becomes valuable. When you're focused on your purpose, your health, your personal growth, and the people who truly matter, you stop seeking constant validation from others. The most magnetic people aren't the ones who demand attention. They're the ones who quietly live with confidence, protect their peace, and give their time with intention. Their presence feels genuine because it isn't driven by fear of being forgotten. So remember this. Your value doesn't come from being available every minute of the day. It comes from the quality of your character, the strength of your boundaries, and the purpose behind your actions. When you respect your own time, others are far more likely to respect it too. And that's where genuine confidence, healthy relationships, and meaningful connection truly begin.